They say that good things come in small packages, and Samsung certainly seems to have had that in mind with this, the new Samsung Galaxy S3 Mini. And let's be honest, taking the awesome Samsung Galaxy S3 and shrinking it down to a bite-sized package certainly sounds like a very good idea. But is the Galaxy S3 Mini a miniature marvel or just another tech toy? If at any point you'd like more information, just click the Phones For You logo to be taken through to our website. Unsurprisingly, the S3 Mini looks almost exactly like a shrunk-down Galaxy S3. On closer inspection, you'll notice that the home button feels slightly different and the front facer has moved. But on the whole, apart from the size difference, the two phones really are doppelgangers. Picking the S3 Mini up does reveal a few more differences though. It's obviously more manageable in the hand, but it's not quite as skinny as its big brother, coming in at almost 9.5mm thick. That said, it does feel very well built, and it's only about as bulky as something like a HTC Desire X. Get using the S3 Mini and another big difference with the full-fat S3 will become apparent. Obviously the 4-inch display is smaller, but it's also of a lower resolution. This means no HD viewing, so movies and videos will be of a slightly more blockier quality than with the full-fat S3. However, let's remember that this is a handset in its own right, and from that perspective the screen really isn't too bad at all. Pitch it against another mid-range like the Sony Xperia U, and the S3 Mini can really hold its own, with everything on screen being really crisp and clear. A quick glance at the rest of the tech spec reveals some pretty solid innards, including a 1GHz dual-core processor and 1GB of RAM. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it does mean that menus flow nicely and you're able to multitask easily. In terms of software, Samsung has plumped for the latest Android Jelly Bean operating system. As such, you get all the usual Google bells and whistles, including the incredibly innovative Google Now. It's great to see Jelly Bean on a mid-ranger, and Samsung really should be applauded for getting in there early on the platform. As with virtually all Samsung Android smartphones, the S3 Mini comes complete with the TouchWiz user interface. This makes the on-screen experience almost exactly like the Galaxy S3, even down to things like the pre-installed gubbins such as Flipboard and S-Suggest. Samsung has also carried over some of the great functionality that debuted on the S3, such as S-Voice Smart Stay and Direct Call. To see this go from a flagship handset to a much more affordable one really is brilliant. One particular feature that we're really glad to see is the return of Pop-Up Play. Okay, it's not quite as dazzling on the smaller screen, but it does work perfectly and allows for true multitasking. The S3 Mini's camera might not sound too exciting at only 5MP resolution, but it really is an outstanding snapper. Images are really crisp and the colours are excellent. Add to this the fact that there's loads of adjustable settings and you've got a recipe for success. The Samsung camera buds have once again included a load of different snapping options on the S3 Mini, including panorama and continuous shooting modes. These won't get used all the time, but it's still great to have them included. Video recording doesn't fare quite so well, however. Capture is at 720p resolution, so it's by no means poor, but after the standards set by the camera, everything just feels a little bit pedestrian. Music playback on the S3 Mini is a real pleasure thanks to the excellent music player that comes as part of TouchWiz. There's loads of EQ options to get your music sounding exactly how you want, and it's really easy to navigate. Storing all your favourite albums should be easy enough thanks to the S3 Mini having storage up to 16GB. Further space can also be added by throwing an SD card into the mix. The most deceiving thing about the Galaxy S3 Mini is its name. It might look like an S3, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. As such, you get a totally different tech spec and a completely different user experience. All in all though, the S3 Mini really is a great little handset and should appeal to anyone who wants an affordable yet capable smartphone. It might have miniature dimensions, but we suspect the S3 Mini is going to make a big impression, and you can read the full review on the Phones For You website.